evening, everybody. 6:36 p.m. We'll call the meeting to order. Mount Horeb School District Board of Education. Dr. Salino, has this been properly noticed?
Yes.
Outstanding. Do a roll call. Joe Craven.
I'm here.
Leah.
Here.
Jessica.
Here.
Sarah.
Here.
Andrew.
Here.
Jeff.
Here.
Tom.
Here.
Carly.
Here.
And myself. Full house. Could we stand and say the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I have a volunteer to read our mission statement?
The Mount Horeb Area School District, in partnership with the community, is dedicated to nurturing, educating, and challenging all students, preparing and empowering them to be productive, responsible, and self-sufficient members of society.
Thanks, Carly. Item 2A, we will leave this, no, we'll leave the school news intact. Intersequencing, we're going to move that, but we're going to keep that there. If we could get a motion to approve, or if there's anything that people want to suggest be relocated.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Jessica, second by Sarah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Next up is our consideration of approval, October 27th, regular and closed session board meeting minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Joel and a second by Jessica. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. We will move on to our addressing the board and our section here. Dr. Salerno, would you like to lead us off with our student
For you
spotlight?
guys to be introduced to Christopher. Christopher has really left a positive imprint on the intermediate center. Has he, Principal? How are you?
All right, Chris, we're gonna come over here.
Watch your step
Yeah.
now.
You can stand next to me and I get to brag about you now. Okay. So Chris is a 5th grader in Miss Weir's class, and it's kind of funny to use the word bragging because Christopher never brags. He is incredibly humble, and he has so much to be proud of. He excels in both literacy and math, consistently demonstrating a strong effort and enthusiasm from learning. From 3rd grade with Mrs. Maring to Mrs. Fred and now to Mrs. Weir, all of his teachers said he works so hard and he is a highly skilled student. But not only is he strong academically, he is a very kind and empathetic friend. We had a new student move into his class like a month ago. Yeah. He was the first person to welcome him into the classroom. And we think about our goal that all students belong in our schools. Christopher demonstrates that, and he works really hard to make sure all students feel like they can work with him, that he'll be a good partner, he'll make them laugh, and that they belong in the classroom with him. And he, not only is he good in the classroom, he's also pretty great at soccer and a great athlete. So his inclusive spirit and patience with peers make him a highly valued and respected collaborator and a natural leader in the classroom. So all that said, he is an exemplary member of our school community, and his dedication and character shine brightly. So, congratulations to Chris. The spotlight, he does not seek the spotlight often, so this is a little tricky to be here standing in front of all of you, but he is so deserving of it.
Chris, can you tell us who these fantastic people are here?
That's my mom and that's my dad.
We're so grateful to have you both here tonight. Can we take a picture together? Oh, that would be great. And we have a certificate here to commemorate this very special day with you. we'll give this to you outside, and I also have a pin. I want to introduce you to my friend here. This is Mrs. Fisher. Mrs. Fisher connects regularly here with Principal Hauge, so she's going to join us in that picture. Could you excuse us for just a minute while we go take that picture? Yeah, let's go out that way. How's that sound? And Mom and Dad, can you be in the picture too? That'd be terrific.
All right, I'm going to this.
Notice that Nicole and Katie's outfits are identical. Down to the shoe. I grabbed a picture of the shoe looks the same.
I didn't know it was leopard print shoe day either.
I mean, that was the thing that I was like, come on, the shoes too.
Which one do you want to fill out?
Chelsea's giving us a stare, like, did you get your work done? I'm here. It's yours that I really need. No pressure.
Thanks, Amber. I have till December 26th. It'd be surprised if I show up on
Oh,
Christmas.
don't.
I'll gift wrap it for
Then I
you.
have to be here. Then I have to be here.
No,
It was a full 2 weeks till
no,
5
I will
p.m.
get it to you before then, but just by, no.
Because every Friday morning you come in, I'm gonna come around.
Yeah, you're gonna, hey, come on, gather for me?
Come on, fix it. Then the amount of paperwork that comes is incredible.
Uh-huh.
Nope, you're good. Perfect, thank you.
So there's some great news coming from the
Yes.
Intermediate Center. Special K, what do you know?
Yeah, well, last week was pretty fun. Wednesday, we had fall parties in our classroom. So one of the things that we always take time to do is community celebrate. And we worked really hard to develop that classroom community. And so we planned some seasonal celebrations. And so Wednesday was a pretty fun day to be in school because there were costumes of all kinds and varieties. And teachers worked with their students to plan celebrations. We had a number of staff also participating in costumes. So like our related arts team was all the cast of Wicked. So as students went through their day and they saw them, they were able to put it together and see that that was a nice team effort. 5th grade, they all were Pac-Man characters. And so those are things that students really enjoy and remember. Along those same lines, PTO put on a fall ball a couple of weeks ago, and one of the things that I really appreciated from the way they approached it is knowing that our focus is on belonging and connecting students to our community. They asked some of our staff members to invite, give a coupon to students and invite them specially to come. And so we were able to do some outreach to some students and families who might not normally come. And it was really, we heard back from those families and those students that they really appreciated it. And I think the students also, you could see their reactions. It felt really inviting for them to receive that. And student council is off and running. Megan Handrick organizes that, and you know, her other role at school is as our school social worker, and so she coordinated with the other school levels to do the snack drive you would have seen, and so we had a really nice response at the IC as well. In the fall, several groups have already been out with field trips. Third grade took turns going out to Hayden's Petting Farm. They are just starting an animal classification unit in literacy, and so that was a really nice connection that so many of the animals they were seeing out at the farm, they will now be studying and classifying. Fourth grade also took advantage of seeing Matilda at the Overture Center. And so the whole grade level went to go see that play and really enjoyed that. Next week, we're gearing up for fall conferences at the elementary level. That is a big to-do, wanting to get as many families in as possible and to connect with parents and share what students have been learning and how they've been growing. And then in a couple of weeks on November 21st, we have our first music program, the 5th grade music program. And so we're very excited for that. On the staff end of things, I know in-service days, if you're not working in the world of education, you think, what the heck what are they doing? Why do they need that day off? And to Sarah's credit and to our instructional coaches, it was a jam-packed, really meaningful day. I heard one teacher share it, that it was really impactful when teachers are planning professional development for other teachers. It is really meaningful, and that's just what our reading interventionists and math interventionists did. So we were studying high impact reading practices, math practices, and math interventions and extensions as we're trying to support that growth across our, all across our achievement spectrum. And then what we've been focusing on in our 100-day plan is that academic growth. We're focusing a lot on reading, and then also belonging, that all of our spaces are safe, positive, and predictable, whether you're in art class or PE, or you're in the classroom, that we're really wanting to look at our adult practices and support that as much as possible. So we've been busy.
Sounds like it. And the results are evident. I'm loving the results that I'm seeing out of your student growth numbers. And you all put together a video recently highlighting a number of the staff members who are doing some great things out there too. Monday is an important day. Can you talk a little bit about setting sail?
Yes, so it's a school improvement or district improvement institute where over 2 years all of our leadership teams are participating in continuous improvement process and developing 100-day plans to work towards our goals in to break it down into more manageable pieces. And so this coming Monday, if you are familiar with the Plan, Do, Study, Act cycle, we'll be studying and reflecting on how did the first plan go, and then what adjustments should we make going forward, what should we focus on going forward. So we'll have all 4 school leadership teams and the district office leadership team at that professional development on Monday.
Principal Howe needs to be commended. She's assembled a really great group of professionals at the IC to help her, so thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Question?
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for everything, Katie. Dr. Schler, do we have any citizens'
I
comments?
did not see any, no.
All right, we can go to school news. Jack and Andrew, do either of you have anything you want to share for all of us?
Well, the girls cross country did really good. Took home that title last weekend. Football did really also Friday night, if you were there, Halloween night, won overwhelmingly. I think it was like 40 something to like 13. So they play again on Friday at Carroll College in Waukesha. And then the National Honor Society Ronald McDonald Food Drive got an overwhelmingly positive reaction. A lot of donated food, monetary goods. So much so that we've actually covered Miss Felsen, the full back wall of Miss Felsen's room up to the back lab tables. So an insane amount of food. If you go in there, it's crazy. So that's exciting.
Yeah, nice.
I know the musical is coming up next week is the start of it. This week we're just figuring out all the sets and stuff. We're getting in full swing, so. Technically.
Yeah.
Seen the videos of them, I was talking to a couple earlier, of them flying around on their tables. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Andrew, I heard, are you part of the production team at all?
Yeah, so I'm part of the running crew, so.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for your work on that. Anyone else with any school news they want to chat through? I think I just had the chance to be a swim alumni here and go to a conference on Saturday. Had a nice win for freshman Lucy Peterson, which doesn't happen too often. Have a freshman win at the conference meet. So they have sectionals this weekend, pretty cool. And had a chance on the community side to go to the going away party for Rachel at the chamber, wishing her well and just thanking her for everything that she's done for us, trying to tie together the community, business community, and the schools over the past few years. She was really ahead of it and had some great conversations. So big shoes to fill, and I hear that you're responsible for trying to find someone partially responsible.
Yeah, we got a leadership team that's trying to fill those big shoes. So anybody's interested in the position, executive director, president, CEO of the chamber, I'd love to talk with them. Mr. President, can I just quickly mention,
Please.
that we have a little bit of a surprise coming later in the visit today, so we might extend school news for a minute or so once those individuals get here. But prior to that, I'd just like to recognize the fact that we have in the audience tonight for a presentation Nick Owen and Ryan. It's good to see you both. Thank you for being here tonight. I want to take an idea that Ryan has thoughtfully created around November 19th. There's a planning commission meeting that will be held here, actually at the district, over at the high school in the auditorium. We're encouraging people who come to that meeting to please consider bringing some kind of non-perishable food so that we can add to the collection that's occurring at Neighbors Helping Neighbors. So please load us up. We want as much food and materials as possible, and thank you for the suggestion, Mr. President. And then lastly, there is a bus that's traveling over to Carroll College to play against Catholic Memorial. The bus leaves at 4:30 in the afternoon, $15 gets you there, and also includes the ticket. There'll be as much energy on the way there as there will be on the way back, right? That's what I suspect. So, thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone. On to personnel transactions. Dr. Slender, was there anything you wanted to pull out?
Members, yeah, I just wanted to note there is an addendum for you this evening.
Motion to approve personnel. Second.
Got a motion by Jessica and a second by Leah. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Great, motion passes. Consent agenda is up. You'll see 3 items there. Accept a motion to move through those.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Got a motion by Tom and a second by Carly. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, consent agenda passes. On to committee member reports. Tom, do you want to lead us off with PGT?
Sure, I'll be pretty brief on this one. PGT met on 10/27 and then on 10/30. We met, went basically into closed session both times to discuss possible general contractors.
Great.
Report to that I can
All
say.
there is at this point.
Short and sweet.
That's right. Finance, Joel.
Yeah, we met on the 20th of October. There was a couple donations that came in, both for the cross country, one from the Booster Club and one from an anonymous donor, to do some things for the cross country club. Totaled up to just under 10,000. It was very generous donations from both of those parties. And then we had just a real short conversation around budget revisions. Took us quite a while to get through it all. So we had that discussion at the board table here at the last board meeting, approving the levy, things like that. Again, just a couple of things of note in there is how much, a little over 700,000 that goes out of our district for the voucher program, which is a very interesting stat. But that was it. We meet again coming up here next Monday.
Great, thanks. Any questions for Joel? All right, double billing potentially. Jessica, safety and wellness?
Safety and wellness, we met on Monday, October 20th. We were able to welcome our new student board member, which is great. We spent some time on policy 425.1, part-time open enrollment, which I believe is on the agenda later, yes. And then we had a discussion about the seclusion and restraint numbers, which we passed at our last meeting. We had a safety update where we again talked about Officer Rosemeyer being honored by the State Assembly. Brian gave us an update on the fact that all the drills were starting, the latest news on the use of visitor aware, new construction, and the COPS grant. We had an equity update. We talked about unified sports and how fantastic a program that has been. And then mental health, we talked a little bit about the kindness encourage retreats, which are happening on Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was it. Brian, did I miss anything? And then, do you want me to continue?
Add that in.
You already said that, so then I was like,
Yeah.
wait.
Parks and
Okay.
Rec.
Parks and Rec, that committee met on the 28th. They talked about a few different things. They thanked the Frolic Committee for a $50,000 donation to help with the new Grundle play equipment. There was a proposal from the Gators to have a little more time at the pool. And then the village is going to work on developing sort of a naming rights policy, similar to what we have, as they think about expanding parks and how they're going to develop Luckin and ability to fundraise. And I believe on November 19th, the budget will be presented to the public. Okay, yep. And that's it.
Confirmation. Thank you. Any questions, Jessica, on either of those? At this point, then, we could move on to 6B, discussion over our tax incremental district number 6. Nicole? And Ryan.
We also have our CDA, Community Development Authority Chairperson, Mark Schulthofer here, so we could help answer questions, share for all support.
I'm the pretty face. Best we can do.
Appreciate you getting us on the agenda tonight. We just wanted to take some time to talk with the school district because you're a valuable partner for the village. And when we create a new TIF district, not only do you get an approval seat on our joint review board, but it also affects you guys because you're agreeing to forego some tax increment for quite a few years for us to create that and able to redevelop a property that we see a need to redevelop in our community. Steve, were you the driver on the train tonight? All right. So this is just kind of a little introduction to TIF. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it, but basically it's one of the only redevelopment tools financially we have in the state of Wisconsin as a municipality. It basically creates a district. The base value of that district is frozen. That base value goes to all the jurisdictions, the technical college district, the county, the school district, the village. And then everything that grows beyond that goes to the village to pay off basically the improvements this is probably one of the better slides that really show that. The bottom line there you see is the base value, and then the gray area, the tax increment is the most seen from that development. And really the big thing with it, kid, is that the but-for test. So, but for this incentive, the development wouldn't happen, we wouldn't see that growth in increment. So that's kind of a big justification for creating the TID. Without that, the development wouldn't happen. We wouldn't see that reinvestment in the village and the growth of the taxes. Looking at this TID, TID would be TID 6 in Mount Horeb. We've had other TIDs previously retired, so we don't have TIDs active right now. We have 2 TIDs active. TID 5, or 2 TIDs active right now. TID 3, which is the North Cape TID. TID 5, which is the newly created downtown TID. And then this would be TID 6. It would be a very small TID district. It would basically just be for redevelopment of Caracol, and then the vacant land across the perimeter, which has been vacant and undeveloped for many years. There's some site limitations with that, depth of bedrock, which I guess is pretty much anywhere you can put a shovel on the ground here somewhere. So we decided to include that in the property as well, as it's been undeveloped as long as anyone can remember. There's been a number of people that have approached it, it hasn't worked out financially. So well, we have the chance to develop that former Caracol site, which has been underutilized for many years and vacant now for, I think, 3 or 4 since that fire. We thought this was a good chance to try to redevelop that area. Project plan, for state statutes, we have to make certain findings. I won't get into the details of all those, but we've reviewed them, and we believe all those findings to be accurate, that basically we need this TIF to move forward and improve that land, revitalize the land without the TIF. We don't believe that redevelopment would happen. Some of the improvements we're looking for in that area would be infrastructure within the district and without the district. We need to do some sewer upgrades in the area that would help this development as well as other developments like the Luckin Farm residential and some other developments out on Springdale Street that would benefit. We're able to use this TID to help spur that development. We can do some streetscape projects, planning of the development. We're also looking at doing something if there's sufficient increment, like we've done with the downtown, so some surrounding homeowners can benefit from it. One big criticism of TIF districts is that it only helps businesses. With the downtown TIF district, we did a residential improvement program, so properties within a half a mile can apply to have some home improvements done. So we'd like to extend that to this district as well. We would like to do some contributions to the Community Development Authority to do some other redevelopment projects, as well as administrative costs and then any financing costs associated with the district or projects. Again, the investments in the half mile, I kind of mentioned that with the residential improvements, and then the sanitary improvement would also be an investment in infrastructure within the half mile of the house. And that is kind of the draft budget we have for the extension of the utilities. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any real extensions within the area. Developer incentives are a common thing. Developers look to us to help a project go forward that wouldn't otherwise go forward. We already potentially have a senior housing development that's going to go up on this site. We're very interested to see somebody purchase it before they even have the TIF district. So that was a good, exciting thing. As you know, we have needs for all kinds of housing in Mount Horeb. And this developer is looking at doing a 40 unit, I think it is, of senior housing, and then is it 50, 49 of regular market rate. So,
And that's at the location where the Caracol currently is, right?
Yep. And then just some additional administration financing costs as well to round out the budget. Any questions? Kristen was going to be here. She also had a meeting for another community. Unfortunately, she's a very popular development consultant, so she was in La Crosse.
And the one thing I just want to add again, appreciate the time for you guys to kind of introduce this to you, because with all of the 4 jurisdictions, we like to have buy-in from everyone. Not just buy-in, but also understanding as well, as for what the reason behind why we use this TID increase, or these TID districts, and financing to, again, it's the but-for test. If not for this, stuff just couldn't happen in a reasonable amount of time or energy and financing as well. And so I think, again, with one project, the senior housing component of it, great opportunity that we've seen help with our move around the housing stock, those in the community coalition, we talked about that. And then, just the fact that it's, kind of an eyesore just down the road from here, has been problematic, and, it's just something needs to be done with that, so it's been great on that.
Do you two have a good understanding of what the infrastructure even is under the care call? Is that like a do-over, basically, everything that's there?
Basically, yeah, they're gonna have to remove everything under there and replace it.
My question is only, it's not even a question, a comment, slightly related, and I know that you both are already mindful of this, but whatever development goes there, I know you're concerned about traffic, but also like student safety, because there's tons of kids that ride their bikes to get snacks at Walgreens and walk to school, and so just having all those many more people and cars, just as you develop that area, keep that in mind.
Are there thoughts or questions from this group?
Mark will also take questions as well.
I am available for
Just procedurally, what are the next steps? I saw the there's a joint review board. Is that one board member that joins that, and when does that?
There'll be one representative from the school district, and then there'll be a representative from the county, the MATC, Madison College, the village.
board members. Nate was kind enough to invite the board to represent, the board member represent you all. But it was announced that that would take place on Thursday morning, 10:15, if I remember correctly. Thank you to President Mertz, who's going to represent you. We had already put out the agenda, so we could not have made this an action item tonight. But suffice to say, by consensus, if you have feedback that you'd like to provide President Mertz so that he can speak on behalf of the full board. Just as a history for you, as a school district, we've consistently supported TID districts. We see it as an investment that pays off in the long run. I think the most famous TID district that you can probably recognize is a little place called Epic down the road that did a really nice job for Verona. Now, certainly, we're not expecting Epic types of TID revenue, but suffice to say, we would encourage the board to give due diligence in considering this TID. But with that, if you had questions of either our 3 guests or direction to the president so that he could make a decision that's in the best interest of your thoughts.
I don't have any other questions. I appreciate you coming. I have no concerns. I haven't attended 10 meetings before.
Yeah, thank you for coming. I'm just curious on the 27 years, how does that, just how do you pick that number, or is that a standard, or maybe explain that?
27 years because it's a blight elimination district. There's several different kinds of TIDs. One is blight elimination, and that one I believe is the longest because you're trying to clean up an existing condition. I think an industrial TID, I want to say, is 20 years. So there's all kinds of different TIDs. I think there's greenfield TIDs, which are less than that. We chose blight elimination because we're kind of dealing with the known issues with the Caracol site itself.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I just, maybe just get it out to the public.
Anytime we can close a district before those 27 years, we like to do that.
We do have a TID 4, which is in that general area. It's actually, the lane parcel was in TID 4 prior, and so now it gets going to TID 6 if approved. And so, yeah, we try to close that. Little information quirk, and so the state does allow, a couple years ago they had an extension where you can maybe extend the year of the TID or the final year of the TID, allow to use that increment for housing, affordable housing items. So we did use that for TID 4. We had, instead of closing that a couple years early, we waited an extra year and used that increment for the Lansby Bridge project or Blue Mountain Street stuff for some nice affordable housing options in the village. So again, not a lot of opportunities for the village to finance anything or do incentive on like that, but it's kind of a benefit on that. But with the saying that we can't close stuff, you can't start depending on, we have to look at whatever TID agreement we make with the Carrico property or so. So that's going to be a multi-year loan and stuff like that. So I don't think it wouldn't be the full 27 years, but so wouldn't be closing within 5 years because we still have that process on that. So it kind of goes as for what projects are in there. A little background on TID 5, downtown TID is doing excellent. I don't remember what the exact numbers are, but that we've seen that not that good. But percentage-wise, good. I think it's either at or beyond what we expected the capacity at that time to be. So, and again, from the big thing, we hear from ourselves as well as just the community and nationwide is TID when TID doesn't pull money from an existing district. That's why I love that chart that shows the baseline. You can see that base. We recognize it doesn't keep up with inflation and or you lose some, which is 2 parcels. It's not a significant hit to each municipality from that up. But again, in this case, definitely Carrico. I don't anticipate we would see anything for years if there wasn't had the TID on this option on that. So and then you can plan on it in a couple years. So in TID 4 will close within a couple years as well. So TID 4 or 3. I'm sorry, 3. Yeah, 3. It's pretty cool. We'll close eventually. So for you get the budget numbers, you can look forward to that. But it's a couple more years, so you guys look forward to that. So and we can look forward to that as well because we're still paying off the infrastructure costs on that. So.
Great. Good. Yeah, very good. You're good. All right. Thank you both for coming for the presentation. I'll see you on Thursday morning.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we have the privilege of interrupting our regularly scheduled programming, don't we? Just a little bit, just a little bit.
I wonder if anybody came into the room. Oh, only the state winners of the cross country. Wow. What a great group. Good
We were really quiet.
Coach, how are you doing? Okay, yeah. Tell us about what happened this weekend.
I mean, well, let me start off with our bus broke down on the way out, so we'll go further that. But we have an excellent bus mechanic, yeah, he made his way up there, saw it really quickly, we got a new bus, and then, yeah, we made the Wisconsin Rapids. Yeah, and, we just put on a great team performance. I think it was, it's cool to be able to go into the meet ranked first, but we also felt like we probably had a little bit of a target on our back, and I think these ladies really rose to the occasion there, and just great stuff. So, yeah, they won. So.
So proud of you guys. Congratulations, truly, for representing the very best of Mount Horeb High School. Do you think we can get a picture with the board tonight?
Let's do it.
Since we wore pink, because we knew.
Can we all come down here in the middle and
Somebody bring me a
just please watch your step here if you don't mind.
Right? Every time. I look like a toddler next to
We want all of our winners in front.
Coach, you gotta be in there.
I am.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I was just What if we get out, if I get
Right, tiptoes, let's tiptoes.
Just lay across the
If we want, maybe you can even have some of the students on the now. Would that be okay?
That'd be a good idea. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, Scott. Thank you.
I know the picture too.
Okay.
Okay, oh, this is looking good. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, we're gonna take another one, just in case it blinks, All right, ready? Second one. 1, 2, 3, smile. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys. That was so good.
Can someone tell us about the sweatshirts? You all have been styling today over at the high school. What's this all about?
Really thought that. So this year we were tired of having red and white, so we decided to go light pink. And I think a lot of us enjoyed a color change.
I didn't get them on that.
I thought maybe you just washed your white sweatshirts with red socks or something. So, no? Okay.
Well, I heard that you guys even stopped the clock. I mean, you had an extra hour because of your win.
Yeah. And nice work on the Powder Puff social media.
Oh, thank you.
That was great. Thanks all of you for coming in. Congratulations on the big win. Something you're gonna remember forever. So you worked hard, you deserved it. We just wanted to make sure that we had you here tonight and let you know how much we appreciated everything you did for the district and putting us out there. Let's get one next year.
I think we're going to do homework though, so.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna top that one now. We have the Beyond 18 program, overview of our services. Starlin Olson is here. Thank you so much for coming tonight to talk to us about this program.
Hello.
So good to see you.
You all too. Thank you for letting me get to explain to you all about my passion and dream. I get to live it every day at the 18 and Beyond Transition Program. That's a picture from last year, our end of year celebration. We had about 8 students, and we also invited our high school students that are in our life skills program to come join us. And we hand out diplomas, we do bowling, and we just get to celebrate our successes as a group, and it's a really good time. So I wanted to start with that picture because it's a good group. So our mission and vision and commitment is to empower every student to be an active community member, achieving future success and developing leadership potential, because all of my students have that possibility to do that. We want our students to thrive in post-secondary education, employment, and independent living. And our commitment is to have a partnership among students, families, and educators in the community. We work with everyone. It's a whole team effort to make the students as independent as possible. So that's what we look for. That is from last year again. We had a Thanksgiving feast and teaching the students how to do that. If they ever would throw it independently or throw it with their family members, or how to make their favorite dish. Doesn't have to be your normal turkey or anything, just your favorite dish. And we are a family over there. We like to make it play. Why Beyond 18? Some of our students need extra time. The luckiest part about my job is I get to teach them how to be adults. And I know we do that as we are through K through 12, but I really give them that extra 3 years or more until they're ready to be independent as possible. And it provides opportunities, age-appropriate opportunities, getting to help out the community, being an adult. That's all what we're about, is making sure we are giving back to the community with the community giving back to us. So giving them real world skills, independence. We work at Stuart Lake and we're working with, I am not very outdoorsy, so I learned myself, but we were like reseeding, if it's what's called, but like taking the plants, the seeds from Stuart Lake and having them, reseeding them to plant them over. So it's really neat. Yeah. And our guiding principles is community building positive relationships. Future, we want to prepare them for education, if that is college or if it's just taking extra training classes, whatever their education looks like, work, independence, giving them the ability to advocate for themselves. We want them to feel confident to go out there and tell their employers that this is what they can do, this is what they need help with, seeing them as they don't have a disability, they're able to do anything, they just might need a little extra help. So being able to advocate those needs and preparing for life skills, vocational training, and growth. So in here, we like to do a lot of crafting. And so we would get pumpkins and craft pumpkins and have to decorate outside of our we're in a great location. I love where we're at. We're on Front Street at the old police station, and we're able to partner with a lot of community out there and workplaces and get to decorate and talk with them. And again, just some more visuals from the 3 years I've been there. This is my 3rd year there that I've been working with the students. And so our instruction is life skills, vocational, and employability skills. We do, and I'll talk about this later, but we're working with Neighbors Helping Neighbors, so I think that's really neat that you guys are giving back in that food, because we're the ones stocking it. We go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we pick up groceries from Millers and Sons, and we bring it to Neighbors Helping Neighbors, and it really is an impactful thing to show the students how to volunteer, and still do that after school. So my goal is to still have them commit to that volunteer hours at Neighbors Helping Neighbors and giving back. And every Friday, we go out to a lunch place of our favorite choice, we vote on it, and we get to experience lunch as a group. We try to go into Madison, because I'm a city girl, and have like the old places that I used to like to eat at. And it's fun when my students go, I never ate there. I'm like, well, you're missing out. So it's really good to do that. And again, working with family agencies, we have a great opportunity here with Mark Center. And again, I'll talk about that later, but being able to work with Mark Center, DDR, there's so many acronyms in the world of special education, being able to collaborate what's best fit for that student. It may not be Mark Center, it may be another agency, and just reach out and help them find what's going to be the best fit for them. So this is one of my students at Neighbors Helping Neighbors, and I have a ton of pictures. I could probably photo collage if I wanted to. But we work again on cooking, cleaning, we work on job sites, training. Some of my students have paid work, so some of my students work at Miller and Sons, and they have through their job agency, have job coaches with them, and we're able sometimes to take them, or I get feedback from their job coach on how they're doing. We have a student right now that's doing Project Search in Platteville, and he's been doing a phenomenal job. He gets 4 shifts of work experience, and you'll see a picture, I think of him later, I'm hoping I put it in there, but he's going to finish out his year at Project Search and hopefully have a job on Platteville College campus doing a job there. And recreation we've had where we do yoga, we walk around, teach them to stay healthy in their life, making sure that they're always being active and not sitting at home playing video games or not doing anything, making sure that we find a fitness activity that works for them. And again, shopping, we love shopping. And we do a lot of budgeted shopping and teaching them how to work with the budget. Actually, they have taught me thrift store shopping. And so it's, again, we teach each other different things, but we talk about transportation. This year we were so honored to get a scholarship for bikes and having that be an opportunity. So we're going to look into bikes for our students and having them learn. I'm assuming most of them have ridden a bike, but if not, teaching them how to get access of walking, riding a bike if they can't drive or if their parents are going to drive them. So that's what we focus on with our community-based instruction. And then our weekly schedule, it's different, but I kind of do a morning meeting and personal goals. We set personal goals every day. We talk about our feelings of how we're feeling, and it's okay to feel this way, but how, when we're in the public or working, how can we be happy for the customers we're working for, and how can we change those feelings? And then we go to job sites on, I've had this partnership for 2 years. We've been with the Beehive and with the senior citizens over there and doing recreational. We do bingo, we do dancing, stretching, and it's been really rewarding for both parties. And we do that Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I hope to continue that partnership, especially since they have a nice new building coming up. So being able to do that, and Neighbors Helping Neighbors. We work at the high school sometimes. I'm working with Paul over at the middle school, hopefully, to do a partnership over there on maybe doing some food, like student store, and of course, but being able to have the students work with foods and just different types of job pathways we can find within the school district or community. And again, it's all individualized. It really depends on what the student's goals. The sky's the limit, and so some students stay with me half day, full day, whatever they need. We work that out so we can transfer it over to their adult agency and follow that same pathway. I like to call it the middleman. We're the bridge until they get there. So yeah, that's our weekly schedule. And then my goals I see for students is to gain employment or volunteer experience. Maybe they're not ready to be employed yet, and that's okay, but we want to still continue the volunteer experience. It's how can we keep you active with your skills and put it on a resume, so when you're ready to get employed, this is what we can show you've done. Increase independence. I've always said my goal is to make you as independent as possible, whatever that looks like. the sky's the limit, hold them accountable as an adult. To build friendships, again, we do build friendships. We are a family at our transition center, and we hold those friendships. I still talk to students. They have my messenger. They can reach out to me, and I see them at work sites. So it's really building a friendship and social communication skills and building those connections. I always say, when you know somebody, they can help you get hired. So being able to build connections and connect with adult services, and again, just having them be able to make decisions as best as possible, or finding people who can help them make those decisions. So that's our student goals. Then one of the things we started this year was turning passion into a small business. I've had this idea in my mind of, if you're not working, how can we do a small business that you could work from home? My uncle's done it, where he goes to garage sales, buys stuff, and then sells it on eBay. How can we make you money if you're not employed right now? And so we want to identify hobbies for our students. We want to make sure that it excites them. Every day you want to go to work and be excited, and that's what we want them to do. Encourage independence and creativity, and prepare them for transitioning and beyond. So in the next slide, you're going to see this year, which I'm about to send out. This is one of my students, Caitlin, and she allowed me to present this to you. But she wants to own her own baking business one day, and so we're starting small. We're creating delicious treats for staff. Students maybe would probably have to follow nutritional guidelines and make sure that, but she calls it treats for your sweets. And she thinks, at first it was, oh, I only want it for, boyfriends. I said, no, everyone has a sweets. You just got it for everyone. So she's expanding. She's doing cookies, brownies, cupcakes. We've been getting ideas, and we did test trials where we baked stuff and we brought it around to people to let us get feedback. So if you're interested, I will be sending that link out, but this is something for her to continue after she graduates from the transition program. And she's, as you can tell in the picture, she's very passionate about it. And then in partnerships, DVR, vocational rehab, making sure that all our students, I want to actually start in middle school, talking with 8th grade teachers, families, and students about DVR, what it looks like with transition. And again, with DVR, it kind of started in high school, but we can start transition at 8th grade. And what is your goal? What do you see? Do you see yourself going to college? Do you see yourself working? So making sure they have DVR before they hit my program is huge. Adult long-term care and resource, ADRC is another one. That is by age 17 that we want most of our students going on. It gives them the resources and support for long-term care, making sure they're funded for IRIS, different stuff that's going to help them after the school. The school does a lot. We all do a lot for our students, so we just, again, want to make sure they know what their community support is. Mark Center, again, a beautiful building, and we appreciate all they've done with us here, and I thought I can always communicate to them what students may need to go out there and show families there, and beautiful building. We did, Brian helped me out with the Wisconsin Youth Health Transition. Tim Markle, who Brian knew, we did it last year, so was it 5 Tuesdays, I think we did, once a month. We had an online Google Meet that was live, but he also gave it recorded back to us so I could put it on our website, talking to families about living. What is living going to look like? If they're going to live with you, or if they're going to live in an adult home, how is that going to look like? Transportation, we talked about DVR, we talked about ADRC, different topics that families really need more support on. Tim Markle was able to bridge that gap and talk with these families, and they give us the resources to post on our website. So that was wonderful. And then local businesses, again, I hope to reach more. This is only my 3rd year here, so again, Beehive and Neighbors Helping Neighbors and Millers have been really huge, but we really want to work with those small businesses downtown because that's where we're located. So if you have any connections, I would love it, and to reach out to them to help support. And then, again, that just kind of highlighted our Transition Talk Tuesdays, conversation around housing, support decision-making, and guardianship. Some of our students can't be their own guardians, so making sure that the families know that and how to get that step and process started as quick as possible. Healthcare, which is huge, and DVR. And again, we're looking forward to maybe doing it again. We had a good turnout, but maybe doing some more Transition Tuesday talks and getting feedback from parents of what they want to hear. And then family and student engagement, it takes a village. That's kind of why I moved out here. I'm from Las Vegas, and so I'm from a big city, and the resources are there, but we are really good. I had a school district, I want to say someone reach out to me about our transition program, which was really neat to see. They saw our website and they're wanting to start a transition 18 Beyond program at their school district and wanted to come out and thought it was great. So we're really putting our name on the map with the transition program and students and being able to help other districts as well and bridge that gap for students 18 and beyond who need that time and extra support. So it's been great. We're working on student portfolios. I want them to showcase what they do. We do timesheets. We do a lot of just real life experiences that they can show their family, their agencies, and everyone how much they contribute to our society. So that's kind of our goal with portfolios. And then our outcomes, again, is just making sure they have their diploma, they've reached all their transitional goals and skills for adulthood, support if it's college or training, if it's going into employment, independent living, and community involvement. I truly say I have the best job in the world. I make an impact. I know we all make an impact, but I just feel that with that time, I learned so much and they teach me a lot. So it's been incredible, and I'm anxious to see how it continues to grow, what the outcomes and next steps will be for our future in the community. And this is our website. Aubrey's been amazing in helping me make sure it stays up to date, but just having it. I have a guide. I have a 24-page packet, which no one wants to read 24-page packets. But Aubrey helped me with like a little glimpse of what it's like for families that hopefully I can start giving to them at their 8th grade year. And again, just being that connection and working with all the staff and families of whatever they need. They don't have to wait to see me, making sure that I can come to them first before they see me. And yeah, that's kind of our end. We really have fun, and we love to be part of the community. Again, it's a rewarding job, and they actually teach me a lot more than I teach them. And I'm blessed and thankful for you all giving me the opportunity to continue to do this. So yeah.
It's great. Thank you so much for all the work that you do, and we're really eager to have you come in, and I've heard about your passion for this job, and it shines through. Thank you. And you have any questions or anything you want to talk through?
This is fantastic to see, so thank you for reaching out. Yeah, I appreciate having that in-depth overview of it, because I know about it, I've heard of it, but the overview. I'm curious how many students you have now, and is that a pretty consistent number, or how much that's?
So when I first came, we were at about 5 students, and again, it was I had a lot of students in and out, so there was like morning, a lot of students came. Last year I had 8 students, that was my biggest class. This year's been a little different, which in a good way and bad way, with 2 students, 2 to 3, I shouldn't say I have 2 students. I have 2 students that are with me full time. 1 student's at Project Search, so that's my 3rd one, and then a 4th one comes periodically. So just being able to adjust to their schedules has been a challenge, but it's exciting. I like it because that's what the future's going to be like. So I think it kind of ebbs and flows. I like to talk with Brian and the other teachers of I think there's going to be a big group coming, which is exciting. So I think there's kind of a little breathing period and then a big group.
Yeah.
But I think it just, I think we're having good numbers. And when we talk with a lot of families, they haven't heard, once they hear about it, they're excited to join on. I did lose 2 students for moving. So that's the hard part about it, is moving sometimes. But I mean, yeah, I've had the student right there in the middle, Michael, I've had him for 2 years, and I had another one for 2 years, and it was really cool to see just the growth in 2 years. Some of the students I only had for 1 year, my first year here, so it was kind of hard to see if they were growing or not. So I'm liking that now I can see growth with the students that are coming up.
Board members, if this was not enough, on top of that, guess who our coach is for our Canada sports team? Amazing season.
It was incredible. It was fun. It was good to see the students. I love sports, and again, I got adaptive physical education on my license, being able to give them the access to sports. And when you kind of coach competitive sport, it's not as fun. Whereas when you're there, they still grow. I mean, we won our last game. We won 2 games this season, which was incredible. Starting from our first game, where we were a little like, oh, this is intense. I was in the goal ducking. Because I was afraid of it. But I mean, as I'm ducking, I have the student in front of me, and she has the biggest smile on her face. And just to see them and their parents, and we went to one school, and they had a whole student section and crowd cheering on both teams. And so then we were in Verona, the football team from Verona came and supported both teams, and the kids just love, you just saw them cheering. It just was a blessing to have, and it was an incredible opportunity, and I'm looking forward to spring season of pickleball, and just maybe a future floor hockey, we don't know, but yeah, it's been incredible, and it's fun, so thank you again for allowing me to do that.
Starlin also is an aspiring administrator taking classes, all the while she's doing all these other things. You truly are a beacon of positivity. We're grateful for your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you again, and I have kids here in Newburgh, so I'm very pleased, so very young children, and that's why I moved here, so we're very thankful for all you guys do for the students and stuff. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. Excellent. On to our action items. We have 2 first readings tonight. We do have everyone present if you want to move through those on a roll call vote and approve, or we can have those for consideration. First one here is revisions to number 754, privately owned vehicles. Sarah Stronga.
Good evening again. Yes, policy 754, use of privately owned vehicles for instructional purposes. So this policy went to the education committee. We had a shorter policy in place if you look at the red line. We've made quite a bit of additions to this policy. We really wanted to reflect what is currently happening and what's feasible for students, especially if they are leaving our campus for youth apprenticeship or for any opportunities like Sarah was talking about in our community. We want to make sure that policy reflects practice. So we did add language around students driving themselves, like I said, for school-affiliated coursework, experiences, workplaces, as well as systems in place for adult drivers, driving students in their own personal vehicles as well. We divided out between the student drivers section, the adult drivers section, the insurance piece, and then the approval piece from the administrative team. So again, all that language is new, and it's for your consideration tonight.
Please.
So for student drivers, it says parent or guardian must provide written consent. But there's nothing about written consent if they were going to drive with another adult in their private vehicle. Is that something we do or we should do? And if we do that, should we have it in the policy?
It's a different district policy, and that would cover students riding with other staff members or maybe another adult. I could be wrong about the other adult piece. In terms of should we have it in the policy, I would advise if it's not already a cross-reference, that we make it a cross-reference to that policy.
And maybe it's one of these, I didn't read the cross-reference.
And I should have known better myself. Yeah, I can look to see that. If absent that, then we certainly can put that in as a cross-reference.
I had one other question. How does that whole student driver thing work when it comes to homecoming? And I only ask because I have seen a vehicle pull up to like the PC and then a clown car of students get out of the vehicle to do the thing. So because you said something about like, I forget the word you just used, on campus. Are we considering that still on campus and so not totally bound by this policy, or should they be clown carring it from the high school to the PC?
Yeah, I mean, it's a practice. We can look at the policy or the practice. If it's a practice we can take a look at. Sometimes we do have bus transportation, especially if we go graduation walk and other pieces. So that's something that we could look at and do better with. And have that transportation, especially if it is for 30 athletes, 40 athletes, is what I think you're talking about.
It's
When they
more
go
like
around
the
homecoming.
like 8 soccer kids,
Yeah.
all piled in somebody's
Yep.
minivan.
Yep, we could do a better job with the transportation of homecoming when they take the tour from buildings.
Right. That's the only time I can I remember pulling up going, I don't know what's happening over there, but I'm just gonna go in and sit and
Yeah.
watch the pep rally.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Is there a discussion or question around this one?
I do have one more question.
Yeah.
How long is the approved written
approval good for? Because it says we could revoke it at any time. So is it like on a situation by like, is it for like a whole class work or like, you know, they have to drive to campus or whatever?
Question. We would hold this information in Van Campus, so we would see it somewhat like we do our online registration system or our OR yearly.
Okay.
It would be a piece that we have it yearly within there.
Okay.
It may not kick in for all students because we can send that out to families on a per event basis, but that would be good for that year.
I think those are all the questions.
Thanks for asking. Is this something that if this is something the board feels comfortable moving forward with, entertain a motion?
I would make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion by Sarah and a second by Jessica in first reading, so we can do a roll call vote on that. Joel?
Yes.
Leah?
Yes.
Jessica?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Carly?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Motion passes.
Thank you, team.
Thank you. Next one up is 425.1 part-time open enrollment program. This came over from SAW, Brian Johnson.
So this policy it's always a little confusing because you have to remember that we're talking about students who are part-time open enrolled. So it's not just a regular student who's coming to our school. It's somebody who maybe comes here but maybe wants to attend one class somewhere else. Or maybe they attend the private school but they want to attend, you know, the really great band program in a different district, right? So it's little nuanced already, and it's very few kids if it would ever become a possibility. So really the updates that are in here are updates on a law that had got updated, and so those are really where they're at. So really instead of writing specific dates, which is what we're trying to get away from, our attorney, you know, just said basically the director of instruction or the designee sets when the classes are going to start, which is basically semester. So those are the classes when they start, and that's for the purposes of this open enrollment day. Some of the other changes were just kind of some grammatical, kind of trying to kind of just keep in our policy, kind of how we write things. If you go down a little bit further, one change that we did make in here was that we can reject somebody from doing this. And instead of like making number 3 a rejection category, we just kind of made it like a statement of fact that we will notify somebody if the course wouldn't satisfy high school graduation requirements. So I want to take this science class, we'll let you know if it meets our science criteria or not. Maybe it's something that wouldn't do that, so we would give them that notification. Just kind of put it in like all the stuff underneath it's the same pretty much, except for that last piece, which is the law that they can apply through the DPI for prorated actual transportation costs. It is given preference to students who are on their free reduced lunch. So, and then the location of school attendance. This is like tricky and you have to read it multiple times. And I still it still is a little tricky for me to understand the last sentence, but what I think is really kind of important with this is like each sentence is like a different category, right? So like each sentence is a statement of fact, and each sentence specifically is the words of state law.
Yeah, you can't change it.
This was the one we talked about. It
State
was-
law, it
has
doesn't
to be
matter,
the-
that doesn't make any sense.
Right. That is the law of each area, and so attendance within a school district means that the pupil physically attends a course located within the physical boundaries of the school district. So if you're gonna attend it, yeah, that's like one statement, right? Then the next one kind of goes into virtual charter school. And then the third one is, I have to read a lot. I reread it before I came down here, right? But a pupil participating in an online course
So a part-time open enrolled student who chooses to do an online course that is not through a charter school or a virtual school is not considered to be attending a course located within the non-district school district unless they actually go there to take it.
Clear as mud. Yep.
Yeah, I understand it in my head, but like if you read it a few times, like it does make sense on how we would use it. Currently, we have no students who fall under this category, this entire policy.
You said it's pretty rare that we do, correct?
Yeah, I can't think of any. Yeah.
At least 10 years I've been here, I don't think we have one.
Haven't had any.
Yeah. So.
I don't think we've had one in, like, show, because I would assume it would show up on our transactions as part-time. I don't think we've had any.
Yeah. So, it's really specific state law, and then the state statute is tagged in there, so.
Motion to approve this weird policy.
Second.
Motion by Leah and a second by Sarah. Any further discussion on this one? All right, this is another roll call vote. Joel?
Guess I'll give it a weird yes then.
Leah?
Also a weird guess.
Jessica?
Yes.
Sarah?
I'll just give it a yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Carly?
Yes.
I'm also a yes, I guess.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Passes unanimously. No citizens' comments, Dr. Smith. Outstanding. Look ahead at our next meetings. We got finance coming up next Monday, regular slate of safety and wellness, and our full board meeting on November 17th at 5:30 and 6:30 right here. BGT at the end of the month, Thanksgiving week. Then again, December 1st, education and full board, which is our only meeting in December, which is hard to think about for the end of the year. At this point, I'd like to entertain a motion move into contemplated closed session for section 19.851C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, to wit, a meet and confer update, superintendent's evaluation, and an employee matter.
So moved. Second.
Leah, and that was Jessica. And this will be a roll call to a closed session. Joel?
Yes.
Leah?
Yes.
Jessica? Sarah?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Carly?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. I should eat a dinner before
To
that.
be fair, with the time change, it's really almost 9 o'clock.
Thanks. We'll do a 5-minute break. Let everyone clear out. Thanks for coming tonight.